Hey everyone, it's Alyssa and this is Always Cinema Chic, the place that encourages you to stay in, get dressed up, and watch a movie. So today I am reviewing Mudbound, and that stars Jason Mitchell, Carey Mulligan, Garrett Hedlund, Mary J. Blige, and Jason Clarke, and it is directed by Dee Rees. And this was a good movie. Maybe not a great movie, but it's a very good movie and definitely worth watching. So you can only watch this on Netflix. It is a straight to Netflix film, and it is definitely one of the best Netflix movies that I have seen. So what really makes this story excellent is the storyline and the performances, but really my greatest criticism of it is that it felt like a movie that's based on a novel, and that might sound like a strange criticism, but because there were 6 protagonists and you needed to get into the head of all 6 perspectives, there's just a lot of voiceover that you're getting, and oftentimes I'll equate voiceover with that feeling of a novel, and it makes me rather read the book if I'm gonna get all of that internal monologue rather than watch the film, because I feel like the performances should speak for themselves and kind of give us that background, which you don't get as much. The background you get is usually through voiceovers in the film, but I can also say that the performances are really incredible. But there are some movies that just adapt really well from a novel. So something like Call Me by Your Name can be pared down to 2 hours and not lose any of the feeling of the novel, whereas this had to be pared down quite a bit, I would think, and it would have worked so much better as a limited series. So by the end of the film, I was thinking, oh, I would have loved this if it were a limited series on Netflix or HBO. But I can't take away from the storyline. It really is, it's a beautiful film that's very upsetting at times. So it's about 2 families, one white and one black, living on a muddy farm. The film takes place during and after World War II, where African Americans left the front lines as heroes, but often returned to their hometowns that wanted nothing to do with them and continued to segregate them, even though these men fought for their country. What worked best in the film are the performances. So Mary J. Blige has been getting the most acclaim for her portrayal as Florence, who's the matriarch of the Jackson household, and she's very good in it. She's very subtle in it, but I really found the standout to be Jason Mitchell, who plays her son, Roncel. He has just the biggest smile and this great sense of pride, and I felt like he just commanded presence in every single scene, and I've never seen this actor before in a film, and out of everyone in the film, I really thought that he gave the strongest performance. And I was a little confused as to why Mary J. Blige is getting so much acclaim when this actor is not getting any acclaim, because his character is so dynamic. He goes through so much in the film, yet the performance is subtle, it's so real and genuine, and I can't wait to see what this actor does in the future. And my favorite part of the film was the friendship that develops between Roncel and Jamie, who's played by Garrett Hedlund. That was, to me, the best storyline in the film. And there's a part of me that also thinks, because Mary J. Blige is this great musician, and then she crosses over to acting, and she gives a good performance, then she gets all of that notoriety. But then there's also, this other actor who I've never seen before, and Mitchell just proves that he can just stake claim in every single scene that he's in. But all of the performances really are excellent in the film. And what I also loved about the film is that it had a larger sense of the world. So Roncel's involvement in World War II was integral in showing the sense of respect that African Americans got in the rest of the world. Roncel is an absolute star when he's in Germany, and then he comes back to Mississippi and nothing has changed at all. There is no respect for the fact that he has gone away and fought for his country. He's still forced to go out the back door of a store. That scene alone was incredible, and I would recommend watching the movie just for that scene, and it further proves what an awesome actor Mitchell is. But watching this at times is often infuriating, and that is absolutely the point. The movie is also quite beautiful. Every single shot, it really does look like a painting. It looks like something that you can hang on your wall, and the shots are really bathed in yellows, oranges, browns, and the mud and the color brown. It's almost like a character within the story. You can't help but see the harsh conditions that these two families are living in, with the constant rain and the flooding on their farmland, and the fact that they really are forced, the McGowans and the Jacksons, to work together because they're working in such difficult conditions, and there's really nowhere else that they can afford to go. So I mean, it definitely is that the Jacksons are forced to help out the McGowans a little bit more, but you do see some connection that's building between the two families. Now, what was the most difficult to watch was the fact that because you had so many storylines going on, you never really could focus in on one storyline in particular. It was never fleshed out as much as I really wanted it to be. So there's a love triangle that develops between Garrett Hedlund, Carey Mulligan, and Jason Clarke, but the storyline seems to disappear at the end of the film. There is character development for all of the characters, but sometimes I just felt like it happened a little bit too quickly and I wasn't able to fully absorb what I was getting, and I just wanted to learn a little bit more about all of the characters. The only ones, once again, that I really felt like I understood were Ronsel and Jamie. I loved that storyline and I loved their performances, but Rees, the director, she really does do a good job of trying to balance the storyline because there are so many characters, and she does it in a rather artistic way, and she does utilize a few techniques I haven't seen before that I thought did make this a memorable film. So this is definitely one of the best films that Netflix has gotten that's straight to Netflix, and you should definitely watch it before the Academy Awards on March 4th. And now for the grades. For film and artistry, I would give Mudbound a B+. It was a beautiful film that is expertly acted. The storyline is wonderful, but the script, maybe I didn't get to be involved in as many characters as I wanted to be. And if this film did anything, it really made me want to go and read the book because I loved the story so much, and I just thought that the novel would probably fill in all of the missing pieces that I felt were in the film that weren't really addressed. So for watchability, which is how much I enjoyed it, I would give Mudbound a B. I liked watching this. This isn't the kind of movie I think I would go back and watch a million times. It's certainly beautiful to watch. The performances are quite good, but because of the uneven screenplay at times, it's not necessarily something that I can see myself going back to, but now it is on my list of books to read, so that's awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you've seen Mudbound, please leave a comment below. I appreciate you guys taking the time to actually watch these reviews, so if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm sure you know that YouTube changed a lot of the rules for creators, and every subscriber really does count, but don't worry, I would never stop doing this because I just like reviewing movies way too much. So thank you guys so much, and remember, it is always in fashion to stay in, get dressed up, and make it a cinema chic night. Bye everyone.